कार्यार्थम् अत्र समागतः विशिष्टविद्वांसः प्रोफेसर् राजाराम शुक्ल महोदयः मम अनुजकल्पः नववरिष्ठ विश्वविद्यालयस्य इदानीन्तनकुलपतिः प्रोफेसर् जोशी महोदयः मम प्रियसहकर्मिणः विभिन्नेभ्यः विश्वविद्यालयेभ्यः महाविद्यालयेभ्यः अत्र आमन्त्रितः विद्वांसः विदुषः प्रिय विद्यार्थिनश्च संक्षेपेण किञ्चित् वक्तुमहं परामृष्टोऽस्मि सम्मुखे कवर करिष्यामि। I am told to, I am suggested to speak very briefly. I shall be very brief, no doubt, because I am in the habit of talking so much everywhere. पाठकमेले तब एतत् मम मनसि आयाति यत् अहं स्वयमेव विस्मितप्रायः यत् गतवर्षे अहं साहित्य अकादेमी पुरस्कारेण सम्मानितः आसम्। 10 मासः व्यतीतः स्वयं विस्मितप्रायः, परन्तु एकं सुभाषितं वर्तते, ना गुणी गुणिनं वेत्ति गुणी गुणीषु मत्सरि गुणी स गुणरागी स सरलो विरलो जनः। मम एते सहकर्मिणः ते तादृशः सरलः विरलः जनः, ते स्वयं गुणिनः गुणरागिणः च इति कृत्वा ते मां न विस्मरन्ति। यद्यपि अहं प्रायः विस्मितप्रायः 10 मासः अत्र व्यतीतः इति कृत्वा विस्मितः, यद्वा तद्वा भवतु इति। यदा मत्कृते यदा 15 निमेषः परिमितः कालः निर्धारितः अस्ति इति मत्कृते अतीव गुरुत्वपूर्णा कथा अस्ति। तदर्थं सर्वान् प्रति मम धन्यवादवचांसि व्याहरामि। ये खलु अस्य कार्यक्रमस्य आयोजकः, यस्य नेतृत्वे एतत् सर्वं कर्मजातं परिचालितं वर्तते, सोऽस्ति अस्माकं विभागाध्यक्ष महोदयः। तान् महोदयान् प्रति धन्यवादवचांसि। तथा च ये खलु विद्यार्थिनः अत्र समागताः सन्ति, तान् प्रति अपि मम धन्यवादः। संक्षेपेण पठनीयमस्ति। So, Professor Shukla has mentioned 2 books of mine which got recognition from Sahitya Academy. The earlier one was Asama Banmanjari. It was a compilation, it was an anthology of 100 modern Assamese poems translated into Sanskrit. So many people ask me what is the background of composition of this book. Actually, I am a student throughout my life of literature, and Sanskrit is my language, Sanskrit language by which my identity is there. So I belong to Sanskrit. So I am little familiar with Sanskrit literature. Then to my mother tongue, Assamese, it is my mother tongue. Matrisoma Bhasha, Matribhasha. So I have interest, quite naturally I am interested in Assamese literature, its development, literary development. And from my childhood, I have special inclination towards English literature as well as Bangla literature also. There are 3 books at my residence which are easily accessible to me. One is, apart from the collection of the collected volume of the great Kalidas, it is there. The collection of all the literary works of Kalidasa, it is number 1. Number 2, there is an anthology of Assamese poems. There are so many anthology of Assamese poems. One is by Maheshwar Dept. It is named Sansoyon. Number 3, that is Sahitya. It is the anthology of Tagore's poetry in Bengal. And the fourth one is the Paul Dept's treasure, Golden Treasury. Golden Treasury is a collection of English poems. So these four books, it is always there in my house within easy reach. হাত দিলে মই তাতে আছে কিতাপকেইখন আৰু সময় পালে মই সেইবোৰ অলপ অলপ খুচৰি থাকোঁ চাই থাকোঁ এটা শ্লোক আছে নহয় তালো গচ্ছতি ধীমতম এবং কালহ গচ্ছতি মম আৰু এই যে অনুবাদটো কৰিলে অসমীয়াত there is the translation from Sanskrit to English, Assamese to Sanskrit. It was by chance. As a student of Sanskrit, I know that Sanskrit is a very much inflectional language. I know it. And Assamese is a very modern language, modern literature is modern and comparative in comparison with Assamese, in Sanskrit, it is a modern one. So, translating the Assamese poem into Sanskrit is somewhat difficult job. Because the expression, every language has its own specialties. So for expression, words, vocabulary and phrases, it is very difficult to convey the sense to another poem in another language. And especially whenever it becomes a poetry. Regarding the translators, there is a statement, there is a comment regarding the translators. The translators are traitors. The Unubadakal Vissakato. Because they often fail to carry the message of the original text to the other language. And it is more so, and people say that it is most difficult to translate poems. But even then, out of my own zeal and enthusiasm, I translated the Assamese poem, which is very common, very known to every generation of Assamese readers. That is Hagor Dekisa. Hagor Dekisa? What was it? Dekhanai sir.
Dekhanai, dekisu.
Hagor Dekisa? Dekhanai কেতিয়াও mo dekhanai. Puliso tothapi, dilim kholir rakhi, wadai uri bimala, ase dur digonto biapri. So somehow it came to my mind whether I can translate it into Sanskrit because I know the language a little. So I translated it. Then another poem after some days came to my mind. I like it very much. It is a poem more Aita. Aita means grandmother. Grandmother. Whenever you tell me to stop, I will stop. So Aita পঢ়িছে বহুতে পঢ়িছে নিশ্চয় এয়া আমাৰ আইতা 80 বছৰীয়া আৰু শেষত আছে তুমি লাকুটিত ভৰ দি কি বিচাৰিছা কি শেষত কৈছে মই বিচাৰিছো কি তই নুবুজিবি কোন বিচাৰিছো মোৰ সেই 20টা বছৰ মোৰ জীৱনৰ যৌৱনৰ বাতৰ ধূলিত কি জানিবা আছে really touching poem. So I translated it to try to translate the Sanskrit also. I made it. I was there in quarter number 79 in Gauhati University, just opposite to Academic Staff College. So what happened? I did it because by this time I was the Vice Chancellor of Nalbari. I have so many business. I became the Vice Chancellor of a non-existent university, as you know, which had no geography at all. From that point I started, as you know. So whenever I find time, I talk with my younger daughter. Young daughter still doesn't know Sanskrit. So I out of just fun, I told him that I have translated to Assamese poems to Sanskrit. See, she was in class 8 or something like that at the time. Maybe in class 8 or 7. And she told me, Papa, you can go but translate it. That's nice. It is nice. And my elder daughter, she was studying at UG level at the time. She was pursuing English and French. She got somehow familiar with literature. And when she returned during vacation, the younger one conveyed Dept translation for yourself. And you call it. Then she also encouraged me, yes, go on, it will be a volume. But it took me so many, 2-3 years, because it is very difficult to translate. Very difficult.
ইয়াসিবাক বৰ বেয়া কৰি দিয়ে কেছাৰেও দিয়ে সংগীত আৰু ইয়াসিবাক ন কেছাৰে আপোনাক ছাৰেও কৈ আছে কি ইয়াসিবাক এতিয়া তাই লাজ পাই আছে তাতে কেছাৰে তোমালোক দুটা কৈ থাকে ইম্প্ৰুভ কৰে
আমাৰ হিৰণ ভট্টাচাৰ্যৰ নাম নুশুনা মানুহ নাই হয়নে টোপনিটো তেওঁ মোক খেদি ফুৰিছিল তেওঁ বাৰু এতিয়া ক'ত আছে আছেনে বাৰু তেওঁলোক দুচকুত উভালি পৰা দুজোপা কাগজ আজিও মোৰ নিতৌ নিশা কলিজাত সমৰ্পিত হয় টোপনিটো তেওঁ মোক খেদি ফুৰিছিল তেওঁ জাষ্ট ট্ৰান্সলেটেড ইনটু ইংলিছ তেওঁ হি অৰ চি সংস্কৃতে সব অথবা সা So for that we will have to understand the underlying meaning. Normally we think whenever a male writes a poem, Teu, Tai likila to clear. Whenever Teu, it is meant to be a woman. It is supposed to be a woman because beauty comes into every literature in the form of beauty of women. I don't know why beauty of male is not coming. Some men are also very handsome, no? But their descriptions are wanting almost in all the literature. In Sanskrit, there is only one book, where as so far as I have found, that is a Varadam Lika Pariniyacham. Herein, the Achyutaraya, the hero, his physical beauty is being described, whereas the writer was a woman. The writer is a lady. The writer is a lady. Tirumalamba. No. Tirumalamba is a writer. And she gives a description of the physique of the hero, as King Ashuttaraya of Vijayanagar. And that is the first instance I have found till date in Sanskrit. So far the beauty of a male is being presented by a female. But normally a male writer is always inclined, is prone to make various stages of beauty of women. So generally it is thought that whenever Toponito Teomo Kudi present, it is a romantic poem. But whereas it was not. It took me 3 to 4 months. The poem is a small one, only 10 or 15 lines, less than 15 lines. But it took me 3 months, almost 3 months, because I have to research and got the idea that this poem was meant for an unknown martyr of some kind of revolution. Because যুদ্ধৰ এগৰাকী অনামী সৈন্যৰ কাৰণে এই কবিতাটো লিখা হৈছে মই এনেকৈ বুজিলোঁ anyway so I got it and published it and whenever I got it I never thought in my life that this book may be considered for Sahitya Academy. I was not at all concerned about that but somehow it came. And the Department of Sanskrit also, at that time, I was working there at nobody, but Department of Sanskrit also showed that they were so much liberal to felicitate me at that time. Of course, that time also it took more than 1.5 years. At that time, so much time. And now the second one, Bhaskara Sahitya, which has been selected for, which has been awarded in this award, 2024. It was declared on 18th of December last year. I was there in the department up to 1 or 1:30. So then I went for lunch. And while I was about to take for lunch with my wife, my mobile phone rang. It was in a different room. And I was it is my habit that I always try to receive the phone calls, even at bad times also. So leaving my food, I just raised from my seat to receive the phone call. And my wife, she was getting bored. So ক'লে কি ফোনটো খাই লোৱা আগতে ভাতকেইটা খাই লোৱা ক'ত ফোন আহি নকৰে কোনে ফোন কৰে কি নকৰে যিটো নৰ্মেলি বাইদেউসকলে কয় যিটো বাইদেউসকলে নৰ্মেলি কয় গতিকে মোক ক'লে হ'লেও আৰু বাইদেউৰ কথাটোত ইমান গুৰুত্ব নিব উঠিলেই নহয় এই ৰবাচোন ফোনটো আনো বুলি আনিলোঁ আৰু হয় ভাই আৰু কিবা কয় যদি কোনোবা ছাত্ৰ বা ছাত্ৰীয়ে ফোন কৰিছে ছাৰ ক্লাছটো হ'বনে সেইটো যদি আৰু গৃহিণীৰ কাণত পৰে তোৰ পৰাই ভাল আছে হাত আৰু বেছি গৰম হৈ থাকিব তাৰপিছত ফোনটো ধৰিলোঁ it was then the phone number was not stored in my mobile and someone called me Dipak Kumar Sharma yes congratulations I am K. Srinivasa Rao from Sahitya Academy. Your book has been selected for Academy Award this year. Then only, even then I could not convey the message to my wife. She was so agitated for not having my lunch at the proper time. During mid-time I came out. So anyway, somehow I managed her also and then come back. Anyway, this time also I could not think of that this may come to me. Never I dreamt. Because I composed that book as a part of my duty and responsibility to the institution for which I was the first employee for almost 11 years. The book is devoted. It is the biography of King Kumar Sharma, the 7th century monarch of Assam. And he was a mighty ruler, as you know. Purakrami Raja Sitcha. Tasya Sasana Kale, Ashoma Pradisisya, Kamar Pusya, Padisima Patra, Purva Bhage, Urisha Paryantam, Nepal Pranta Paryantam Vishtita Asi. So, Samara Kusali Asi. Rajanitik Purusha Asi. So, sometimes whenever I became the Vice Chancellor in 2011, somebody asked me, Shoma, you are Vice Chancellor, but why Sanskrit University, why it is named after Bhaskar Verma? Bhaskar Verma was a king and any police academy or military academy should be named after him. এইটো স্বাভাৱিক কথা যে এজন ৰজাৰ নামেৰেতো এইটোৱে হ'ব লাগে কিয় ৰজাৰ নামেৰে সংস্কৃত বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় হ'ল তেতিয়া মই কথাটো অলপ ভালকে চালো মই ইমান ভবা নাছিলো কামৰূপৰ ৰজা আছে ভাস্কৰ বৰ্মা সিমানেই জানো মই খুব বেছি মই নাজানিছিলো তাৰপিছত অনুসন্ধান কৰি বুজিলো যে ডিউৰিং হিজ টাইম অনলি that Vedic culture had this firm root in Assam and Sanskrit-based Indian civilization had its expansion with the royal patronage of that great king. So, and that Sanskrit literature, classical Sanskrit literature had its full, expansion in his time can be evidenced from the inscription ascribed to him. These are actually official record, government document, but these are specimen of high standard Sanskrit literature. which we call Shambhu Kagya or Viruddha Kagya. Fine. So I was serving, I am fortunate that I was the first employee of that university, and I thought that I am here for a small time. I will go. And institutions are such that its development, its progress is a never-ending process. Whenever K.K. Hendik left our university, there was no such building. No such building, only few buildings. And you people, younger people will be surprised to know that our Vice Chancellor's office was there just by the side of the press. Press to design to one our university press. Our man Akbari gole, Bao Phale je, pani chani jama hoye je tare kapor jitu ghor ase Assam Depot, it was our Vice Chancellor office. Can you imagine? Our Vice Chancellor office tate ase. Ami পঢ়া সময়ত আনকি আমি চাকৰি পোৱা সময়ত আমি তাতে ইণ্টাৰভিউ দিছিলোঁ চাকৰিৰ কাৰণে গতিকে এইটো এটা লং প্ৰচেছ নেভাৰ এণ্ডিং প্ৰচেছ বাট so I have done something there as per my capacity within my capacity whatever can be done I did but some people who visit the university they often ask me who was Kumar Bhaskar so I thought of compiling a small biography. I thought of that. But even then there is a problem for me. I am not a systematized or channelized student of history. Speaking history is a tough and very responsible job. If I slip somewhere, it will be difficult to get it corrected. So I abandoned that idea. And in 2018 or something like that, when my tenure was approaching to be over, I thought of writing this book in such a way that the Kumar Bhaskar his life, his ancestors, his life could be presented in that book. So I did it, and I never thought of Sahitya Academy or something like that. My job was that whoever visits our university, each and everyone will be given a copy. Just read and have an idea about Bhaskar Verma. Because English translation is also there. So it was the purpose. But God is so graceful to me that I got Sahitya Academy. And the book is published by the University Publication Cell itself. There is also one story. If you are there is also one story. By 2019, we invited NAC visit. I was preparing for NAC visit. So the university, what are the strengths of the university? What are the weaknesses of the university? No one better knows than me. So in one aspect we are lagging behind, very serious for a university which is very important, research and publication. In publication, I could not make a university journal published. Though I labored hard, I could not get it published. Journal of the university. I could not make it. Due to so many reasons, I am not some people were given the responsibility, but somehow it did not materialize, and I take the responsibility. That it was not. I am responsible for that. I am not blaming anybody. But the NAC was supposed to come, and they will find fault with it because I am also one of the senior members of the NAC peer team members. I know. So I thought that this book should be published by the university. So I formed a publication cell, and it was the first publication of the university. So that not people will find, oh yes, some publication is also there. They will be a bit puzzled that publications are also done. At least instead of 0, we'll get some point. Instead of 0. So it was the purpose of getting the book published by the university. Otherwise, I could have some private publishers also. And Professor Joshi, you see, that there is a letter addressed to the registrar. I wrote, I shall not claim any royalty for that book. It is mentioned. I wrote the kitabkhonor karone moi kono royalty nolao boli moi likhi dise. Anyway, this yatba tatba bhavatu puroskara sahitya akademi pakshotah bharatdeyam aham sammanito asti iti mama saubhagyamev mama पितृचरणयोः मातुचरणयोः आशीर्वादः गुरुजनानाम् आशीर्वादः मित्रजनानां शुभकामनाः विद्यार्थीजनानां शुभकामनाः तत्र मत्पार्श्वे वर्तते इति कृत्वा पुरस्कारः मया लब्धः यद्वा तद्वा पुनरपि सर्वेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः च धन्यवादः वयसंसि व्याहृत्य विभागाध्यक्षं तथा समग्रं विभागं पुनः कर्तव्यं प्रवर्तिकृत्वा अत्रैव विरमामि। नमस्कार।
आचार्येभ्यः डॉक्टर दीपक कुमार शर्मा महोदयेभ्यः हार्दाः धन्यवादाः सादरं प्रणतिश्च निवेद्यन्ते। अधुना अस्मद्विभागस्य सुरभारती पत्रिकायाः लोकार्पणं भविता।